Have you ever found yourself looking at a restaurant menu or maybe reading a product label and you just kind of paused at a phrase like, quite wild? Like, can a salmon actually be quite wild or maybe very wild? I mean, it sounds like a simple everyday question, right? But hiding just beneath the surface of those words is this completely fascinating architectural framework of grammar. It's literally a hidden set of rules that governs exactly how we add color, detail, and reality to the world around us.
Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Today, we're exploring the architecture of description. We use adjectives constantly, pretty much without thinking, but it is so fascinating to step back and actually look at the structured, logical tools that build meaning in English.
So here is our roadmap for the puzzle we're going to solve today. 1. Meet the adjective. 2. The 5 shades of meaning. 3. Opposites attract. And 4. The gradability spectrum. All right, section 1. Meet the adjective. Foundational tools. At their core, adjectives give us more information about the people, animals, or things represented by nouns and pronouns. They modify the features of a subject. And without them, honestly, our mental picture is entirely flat. It's basically the difference between saying, look at the horse and look at the gray horse. They really are the everyday building blocks of reality. To really understand their importance, you just have to look at their rank. Adjectives are one of the big 4 structural pillars of the English language ecosystem. So along with nouns, verbs, and adverbs, they're a major word class. They carry a massive amount of the weight when it comes to delivering a highly specific message. Moving right along to section 2, the 5 shades of meaning, specific jobs. Now, what's really interesting here is that adjectives don't just form one big, messy group, right? They have highly organized jobs. First up, we have relations. You aren't just fond, you are fond of ice cream. Then there are actions, like describing a polite waiter. We also contrast permanent features, like an old house, against changing states, like lunch being nearly ready. And finally, we have classifying types, like a French film. As we'll see in just a minute, that last category is absolutely crucial. Which brings us to section 3, opposites attract, antonyms. A truly fascinating rule of language is that most common adjectives are members of a pair of opposites. We call these antonyms, of course. They inherently exist in a world of duality. Think about it. If something can be beautiful, well, something else can be ugly, dead or alive, happy or sad, rough or smooth, heavy or light. This oppositeness is literally built into the fabric of how we compare and contrast the things around us. It's exactly how we navigate and make sense of extremes. Okay, into the home stretch, section 4, the gradability spectrum, degrees of features. To introduce this, I want you to think about this question for a second. Wait, can a vegetable be extremely organic? I mean, we see marketing buzzwords like this all the time, but if we actually apply the strict laws of grammar to this phrase, does it actually hold up? Let's move to how this builds. Many of the descriptors we just talked about are what we call gradable. That means they have different degrees of the exact same feature, so you can naturally scale the intensity up or down. A suitcase can be quite small, step up to very small, or just max out at extremely small. We are grading the intensity of the feature. So, the crucial point here is that not all adjectives work this way. One specific type of adjective is strictly ungradable. Do you remember that 5th shade of meaning we discussed? Classifying adjectives? The words we use to classify people and things into specific types? These words are the absolute rule breakers of the grammar world. Or, actually, scratch that. They're the strictest rule followers. They do not have different degrees. Something either is that classification or it isn't. Which brings us right back to our vegetables. Understanding ungradability really prevents us from making those awkward speaking and writing errors. Organic is a classifying adjective. A vegetable is either organically grown or it is not. There's no in between. Therefore, the correct phrasing is simply, these vegetables are organic. It is fundamentally incorrect to say, these vegetables are very organic. You simply can't add a degree to a definitive class. And this brilliantly illustrates the answer to the puzzle that started our explainer today. Wild, at least in this context, is a classifying adjective. It designates a specific type of salmon as opposed to farmed. That is exactly why we say, I like salmon, especially when it is wild. We cannot say it's quite wild, because a fish is either classified as wild or it isn't. The whole shebang is that the degree just cannot be graded. It is honestly amazing how much structure is hiding inside the words we use every single day. Adjectives are definitely not just decorative flair. They are highly specific tools with rules, boundaries, and very specific jobs. So the next time you go to describe something, ask yourself, are you grading a state or are you classifying a type? How will you use the architecture of adjectives to correctly color your world today?